David quit his corporate job in 2021. He didn't start a tech company. He didn't launch a crypto project. He bought a laundromat. 3 years later, he checks in once a week and clears $300,000 a year. Nobody talks about David at dinner parties. Nobody puts his laundromat on the cover of Forbes. But while everyone else was chasing the next big thing, David was quietly getting rich doing something most people wouldn't even stop to think about. My name is Jack, and today we're covering 7 businesses so boring that most people walk right past them without a second thought, and so profitable that the people running them would prefer you keep walking. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the wealthiest people in America aren't buying stocks or flipping NFTs. They're buying boring businesses that print money while they sleep. Here's the thing, nobody tells you about wealth. The businesses that make the most money are almost never the ones that sound exciting. Tech startups fail 90% of the time. Restaurants fail within 5 years at rates that should terrify anyone. But the businesses on this list, they've been quietly minting millionaires for decades. They share 3 things. First, they solve a problem people can never stop needing. Second, they run on recurring revenue. Customers who pay automatically, month after month, whether you show up or not. Third, they have almost no cool factor, which means most of your competition is too busy trying to look impressive to notice what's actually making money. Let's get into them. Business number 1, self-storage. Americans own too much stuff. That's not a moral judgment, that's a business opportunity. The self-storage industry in the United States generates over $39 billion a year. There are more self-storage facilities in America than there are McDonald's, Subway, and Starbucks combined. Here's why it prints money. Once you build the units, the customers move their stuff in and mostly forget about it. The average storage customer stays for 14 months. Many stay for years. You collect rent every month without delivering a product, without managing employees, serving customers, without doing almost anything. Facilities typically run at 85 to 95% occupancy, and the profit margins sit between 40 and 60%. A single mid-sized facility can generate between $100,000 and $500,000 in annual profit. The big ones clear well over $1 million. And modern facilities run almost entirely on automated locking systems, keypads, and online booking. Some owners check in once a month. The boring factor, you're renting square footage to people storing holiday decorations and old furniture. The money factor, you do it while you're on vacation and the checks keep coming. Business number 2, commercial cleaning. This is the business David's neighbor started with a mop and a bucket. She now runs a team of 12 and clears $600,000 a year. Here's the math. A solo operator with just 5 recurring commercial clients, an office building, a clinic, a school, can gross between $5,000 and $8,000 a month. That's $60,000 to $96,000 a year from 5 clients you service on a rotating schedule. Now scale it. 40 recurring clients, a small trained team, and documented systems, and you're looking at close to $400,000 in annual recurring income. That business, with its systems in place, can sell for 2 to 4 times annual revenue. A cleaning company doing $600,000 a year sells for $1.2 to $2.4 million. Not because it's exciting, because it's predictable. Commercial cleaning contracts renew automatically. Facilities legally require regular cleaning. Nobody cancels because they found a better option. They cancel when you give them a reason to, which means if you simply show up and do the work, you keep the money. Startup cost, under $10,000. Quick note before we keep going. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. These are real businesses with real numbers, and your results will depend on your market, your execution, and your capital. What I can tell you is that the mechanics are real. Okay, back to the list. Business number 3, self-storage. Back to David. The Coin Laundry Association puts the U.S. laundromat industry at over $5 billion annually. A well-run laundromat in a good location generates between $200,000 and $300,000 a year. Some clear more. Dave Menz, a well-documented laundromat operator, took a single struggling laundromat and turned it into a chain generating over $1.8 million annually with profit margins around 50%. What makes this work is that laundromats run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no staff required. Machines collect the money, modern payment systems do the accounting. The owner's job, realistically, is to show up once or twice a week to check on equipment and collect. Some owners automate even that. The customers, they're not going anywhere. People who don't have in-unit laundry, renters, apartment dwellers, students, need this service every single week of their lives. It's not discretionary, it's not seasonal, it's laundry. Business number 4, ATM ownership. This one surprises people. There are over 400,000 ATMs operating across the United States. Independent operators own a significant portion of them. Every time someone uses your ATM, you collect a transaction fee, typically between $2.50 and $5 per transaction, sometimes more in high-demand locations like bars, casinos, and entertainment venues. One ATM in a high-traffic location can generate over $500 a month in passive income. 10 ATMs, strategically placed, can generate $5,000 to $6,000 a month with almost zero ongoing effort. The machine sits there, people use it, the money deposits directly into your account. The startup cost per machine runs between $2,000 and $8,000 depending on the model. Some operators use services that handle restocking and maintenance entirely, making this as close to fully passive income as a physical business gets. You're not selling anything, you're not serving anyone. You place the machine in a building and collected a fee every time someone needed cash. If this is reframing how you think about building wealth, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this kind of content is worth showing to more people, instead of the same get-rich-quick noise everyone else is pushing. Okay, 4 more businesses that most people would never think twice about. Business number 5, pest control. Invasive insects and rodents are a perennial problem for every property owner in America. The pest control industry generates over $26 billion a year in the US. The margins are high, the demand is constant, and here's the part that makes it a wealth machine rather than just a job: recurring contracts. Most pest control customers sign quarterly or annual service agreements. They pay automatically, they rarely cancel. A small operation with 200 recurring residential clients on quarterly contracts at an average of $150 per visit generates $120,000 a year from those clients alone, and you only actually visit them 4 times each. Add commercial contracts, which pay significantly more, and you have a business that runs on a schedule you control. The startup cost is manageable: licensing, a truck, equipment, and training, and the barrier to entry keeps away a lot of casual competition. Once you have a route, that route has a value. Pest control businesses sell regularly for 2 to 3 times annual revenue. Business number 6, parking lots. This one sounds almost too simple. You own a piece of land in the right location, you pave it, you charge people to park, and you collect the money. Parking lots in high-traffic urban areas generate between $50,000 and $300,000 annually, depending on location and pricing. The operating costs are among the lowest of any business on this list. No inventory, no employees required if you use automated payment systems, no product to manufacture, just asphalt and a payment machine. Modern parking lot management apps, ParkWiz, Spot Hero, and others let owners list spaces online and collect payments automatically without ever being present. Some owners manage entire portfolios of parking spaces across multiple locations, collecting monthly income from each one while doing almost nothing operationally. The barrier is the capital required to buy your leased land in a good location. But for owners who already have land, or who inherit it, or who find undervalued lots in transitioning neighborhoods, this is one of the most genuinely passive income streams available in the physical world. Business number 7, junk removal. Americans throw away 292 million tons of waste every year, according to the EPA. Someone has to move it. That someone is increasingly making very good money doing it. The average 1-800-GOT-JUNK franchise pulls in $1.5 million in annual revenue. Independent junk removal operators in mid-sized markets routinely clear $100,000 to $300,000 a year. The startup cost is low: a truck, some basic equipment, and a business license. Here's the scalability story. You start with one truck, you build the route,
You hire a driver and another worker. Now you have 2 trucks running, while you focus on sales, systems, and adding a 3rd truck. The business scales on routes, not on your time. The owner's job eventually becomes managing the system, not hauling the junk. And the customers, they call when they need you. You show up, you charge them a premium for convenience, and they're relieved to have it handled. There's no upsell required, no repeat pitch. The job sells itself because nobody wants to deal with junk. Here's the thread connecting all 7 of these businesses. They're boring, they're unglamorous. Nobody is going to congratulate you at a dinner party for owning a pest control route or a bank of ATMs. But they share something that most exciting businesses never achieve: predictable, recurring revenue from customers who need the service whether the economy is growing or contracting. David isn't the only one. There are thousands of people across America quietly running these businesses, quietly collecting the income, quietly building the kind of wealth that doesn't require a product launch or a venture capital pitch. They just found the boring problem that never goes away, built a system around solving it, and let the system run. The most dangerous myth in personal finance is that wealth requires excitement. It doesn't. It requires consistency, a recurring revenue model, and the patience to let something boring compound over time. Subscribe to Explore USA Money, because the next video in this series goes deeper. We're going to show you exactly how to evaluate and buy an existing boring business, what to look for in the financials, and how people are acquiring these businesses with little to none of their own money using a strategy most people have never heard of. That video is next. I'll see you in the next one.